did you have a mentor, or how did you improve your craft? Like, did you train with anybody, or like, was this all self-taught?
Oh man, I don't think that I would have made it without a mentor.
Okay,
Like
agreed.
like I had mentors on multiple levels, but in the realm of like art, my mentor is a man by the name of Diego Salterini. He's like an Italian, like Chicago jazz 80s dancer, fantastic dancer, big old guy, extremely handsome. Shout out to Italians. He taught me everything that I needed to know about not only being a great dancer, because I had to catch up, man. Like by the time I got to my freshman year of my art school, there was one older a classman named Rashad, and I forgot his last name. Shout out to Rashad. I'm glad that Rashad was there because I had like a merit that I wanted to meet. And then when I met him, I no longer like considered him competition in that
Hmm.
space. And I think it was because of a lot of things that Diego started placing in my mind at that time about like highlighting like my uniqueness. Rashad was
Mm.
brilliant. I'm glad that I never got to the space where I had to, at one point he became like my school brother. So like, I'm glad that I never got to the point where it was like, oh, I want to show girls you, marbles on the floor. You know what I mean? Because there's also that. So like, Diego Salterini was like the one that like got me ready. My three teachers at that time, Hannah, and my other teacher Joe Matos. Shout out to Joe Matos. One's in New York, one's in Miami Beach, and Diego's also Miami Beach. Um, they got me fast tracked to get into college. So like, if it wouldn't have been for the mentors, I never would have went to the Boston Conservatory, which was my first school. And at the Boston Conservatory, I didn't know where I wanted to place my ability yet.
Mm.
Like I knew I wanted to dance, but while I was there, do you know Joe Jackson?
I know the name, so continue depending on who you're talking about, because that's a
He's like
super
he's like
generic name.
What I remember Joe Jackson is like Joe Jackson is like an early '90s, like I want to say like VH1 pop rock
Okay,
artist, which I love, VH1 pop rock artist.
sure.
And he did an original work at the Boston Conservatory called Heaven and Hell. Basically, what he did was he took the concept of the seven deadly sins and he made them into like musical manifestations. It was a brilliant idea. And then the show had a guy named I forgot I know the actor's name, but I forgot the name of the actual character. And I played Mephistopheles, who was supposed to kind of like be like the devil and stuff, but we don't really do all that. So inside of that, that was my first opportunity where I got to use my dancing as like a story to tell stories this time,
Interesting.
and the applause was just crazy. So like I was like, oh god, I could get used to this. And
I
then,
love that.
and then musical theater majors, because at the Boston Conservatory you're split up by disciplines. So they would come up to me like, oh my god, I love your work, and I was like, oh my god, more of this.
Sure.
Not the big mind thing. It was just like, wow, like this is a part of what I want to do. I want to tell stories. I want it to impact people,
Mm.
and I want to be like well known for it.
Absolutely, that's great. That is such a cool story. Absolutely.
Yeah, so sorry, I'm long-winded. So to like the short answer is like Diego Salterini when I was in high school, but like that's like my contribution.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more in the sense of like it is. I think it's very important to have your like mentors in life, whatever that may be. You know what I mean? And interesting enough, some of the biggest mentors in my life I never even met. Spending hours and hours and hours listening to their podcasts or watching their
Oh
videos.
wow,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's maybe not necessarily a mentorship, but I've learned tremendous amounts of things from people that